Well, now let's cross over to Kenya, East Africa's biggest economy, to look at how the markets performed. And for that, I'm joined by Geoffrey Maina. He is a research analyst with Old Mutual Securities. Before then, let me give you a look at how the market performed today. We had the benchmark index, the NSE 20 share benchmark index, falling by 0.3% to about 4,835.69 points, while the all share index, on the other hand, was down 1.8% to about 149.61 points. Of course, we saw some very good trading when you look at foreign investor participation. It was nearly double. It rose about 63% from 39% on Friday. Yeah. But if you look at the main performance, we saw it down on both indices. For you, what are some of the key highlights of today's stock performance?
Maybe, thanks Beatrice. For me, what I can pick out from that is from last week we've been seeing a bit of market cool-off in terms of turnover and trading activity. You know, our market is largely driven by the foreign investor side, and for them there's a particular time they'll come in and then there's a time they'll just be quiet from the market. So the last few weeks it's been that way, and now because there are a lot of things that dependent, given that you are coming into the government budget cycle, so a lot is left to be desired on how things will be.
What is left to be desired? Maybe you can actually expound on that, substantiate that comment.
Okay, because you know, for the longest time possible, the market has been with the fear that the government might introduce. Actually, it's going to introduce the capital gains tax, and these are some of the things that.
Which is not new information.
It's not new information, exactly. It's already priced in. But given the recent development that we've had, and even right now with the government preparing itself to carry out its roadshow for the sovereign bond. So it's just investors trying to time the best position, either to put their monies in the equity side or the fixed income side.
Let's look at specific stocks that probably might spark some interest, but then the analysts, you can give us some more highlights on this. Let's talk about Britam, which has finally received approval from the Capital Markets Authority to raise a corporate bond of about 6 billion shillings. Of course, we know they're going big into real estate.
Exactly.
For you, what are your thoughts on that, and what kind of appetite do you see arising from this?
I think for Britam, for them it was only a matter of time before they came into the market to look for more funding, because the kind of expansion plans that they have lined out, even whatever they mentioned during the full year results, is that the company, first, it wants to expand to the other regional markets, and second, they have some real estate projects. Even the current new office towers that they're putting here in Nairobi, those are big investments by themselves. So for that company, they'll just need to come and look for money. And in Kenya, we've seen from going by the last few issues that we've seen, this year the ABC bond, and last year the housing finance one, there's increasing appetite in terms of corporate bonds. I mean, our market, we have very few corporate bonds that are trading, and the investors, you know, for them at least, they like the kind of returns that they give. So for me, I have a feeling, one, once they come into the market, it's going to be oversubscribed, going by previous trend and the kind of returns that.
Do you see them going for a green shoe option in case they're oversubscribed?
Because they've been given that option of absorbing excess capital that they'll be able to raise from the market, yes, I believe they'll go for it. Yeah.
And let's talk about Centum, which is announcing their full year results tomorrow. Of course, it's another stock company that is actually going big into real estate. We've already seen them doing their groundbreaking foundation on the Two Rivers project that they want to have the shopping mall. Exactly. And they have the likes of Carrefour, one of the second largest retail market, supermarket chain, coming in, occupying about 100,000 acres, 100 square feet, 100,000 square feet into the shopping mall. Exactly. For you looking at it in terms of their performance, how do you rate their performance?
Given by how they performed the half year last year, remember their net earnings, they were around 10% up, around 890 million, up from around 8 or 6 million. I mean, for me, I believe Centum they'll return a favorable results to come tomorrow. For the past 5 years, the company, they've been silent in terms of dividend payment, and this has just been able to help them build on their cash reserve with the kind of projects that they're doing. You know, the company, it's big, not only in terms of real estate that they're currently doing, even quoted equity and both listed and unlisted, because for them, they try to look for opportunity where they can maximize return for the shareholders. And this is one thing that has really made Centum last year become the #1 stock in the NSE in terms of price appreciation, because
and year to date has performed quite well, above 40 shillings.
Exactly, because the kind of support levels that the share price has seen in the market, I mean, it's strong. It just goes to indicate what the market has, the kind of market perception that is there about the company, and their plans going forward. So tomorrow, I believe the results will be interesting, even because the last
interesting good.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully it is interesting good to a point of actually spurring some good activity on the stock market. We saw the stock market today falling. We're hoping that tomorrow we are likely to see some more greens than reds. Well, many thanks for joining us. That is Geoffrey Maina. He is a research analyst with Old Mutual Securities.